Good morning, class. How you doing? It's Mr. Woods. I hope everybody's having a great start to their morning. Today, I want to send a short little video on how to round. I know this is a skill we've been working on, but I want to use this time to review it. As we went over the IAs, we saw that rounding is still something we need to work on, and we want to master it before we take our next test. So please pay attention to how I solve this following problem. All right, so I'm going to use my rules of rounding to help me. So step one, choose the place you're rounding to. We're going to round to the nearest 10 or to the nearest 100. Step two, we're going to underline the target digit, the place you're rounding to. Step three, we're going to look to the right. That's going to be our helper digit. That's the number directly to the right of the place that we underline. If that number is a 0 through 4, that means the number we underline has to rest. It has to stay the same. If that number is a 5 through 9, that means we got to raise the score. The number we underline has to go up one. And lastly, every number that came before the place we rounded to has to turn into the 0. All right, let's take a look at how we apply all of these steps to round the number to the nearest 10. So let's say I have the number 358. All right, let's make this number a little bigger. All right, I have the number 358, and I want to round this number to the nearest 10. All right, I'm going to round this number to the nearest 10. So just like my steps, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to underline the place that I'm rounding to. I'm rounding to the nearest 10's place. This number 5 is in the 10's place. So that's the number I'm underlining. Now, just to make sure, right, I can use my place value chart to help me, just in case I forget what the 10's place is. So I know when I'm counting, right, and I'm putting numbers in my place value chart, I'm going to go from the left to the right. So the number all the way to the left, that goes in my ones place. So I have an 8 in my ones place. My next number, my 5, goes in the 10's place. And then the last number, my 3, goes in my 100's place. So if I'm rounding to the nearest 10, I know I'm rounding that 5 because the number 5 is in the 10's place. Now, let's go to my next step. Underline the target digit, that's the place we're rounding. Now, look at our helper. That's the number to the right. 8 is our helper number, right? So that number, I'm going to draw an arrow from that number to the number that I'm rounding. That just confirms that 5 is the number I'm rounding because that's what my arrow's pointing to, and 8's the number that helps me because that's the number directly to the right of it. Now, what does that 8 tell me is going to happen to that 5? That's what I'm thinking about right now. This is where my rule of rounding comes into place. This 3, if I round this 5 up or down, it's not going to affect this 3. So I'm bringing the 3 over. Now, what does this 8 tell me is going to happen to this 5? This number 8 is not 4 or lower. So that means I cannot keep this 5 the same. But this number 8 is 5 or higher because this number 8 is bigger than 4. So that means I got to raise the score. I got to bring this 5 up 1. And if I bring 5 up 1, I know up 1 from 5 is 6. And my last step, change all the digits to the right of your underlined place to a 0. I only have one digit to the right, and that's the 8. So that 8 becomes a 0. And I am done. So if I round the number 358 to the nearest 10, I get 360. This is how I round. This is your strategy that you're going to use and the steps you're going to follow when you are rounding a number to the nearest 10 or the nearest 100. Now, you're going to have a couple problems to solve, and you're going to round some numbers to the nearest 10's place and the nearest 100's place. I know you guys could do it. Good luck, guys. Mr. Woods signing out.